Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here, honey. I am back, okay? Because I told you guys that I wanted to get into this video here with Traci Braxton's husband, okay? Um, the late great Tracy Braxton. All right. Some of you guys sent this video to me. I had people in the comments of one of my previous Braxton videos telling me about it, and you wanted to get my thoughts. So I figured we'll watch it together. I haven't fully watched it. I think I got into like the first 5 minutes or whatever, but I'm back and I want to get into it with you guys. So that is exactly what we are going to do. Okay. Make sure you're coming in, you're supporting the channel by liking up the video, subscribing to the channel, and cutting your notification bells on. Okay. But we're about to go ahead and get into it and see what it is that her husband has to say. The title of this video says that Kevin sets the record straight on lies from the Braxtons on We TV. Okay. He's speaking on the television show, I believe, as well as the Braxtons itself. Okay. So let us go ahead and get into it. All right.
That I did honor what she wanted, and we did have conversations outside of other entities and other things. I want people to understand that I did honor her in reference to. I gave her one viewing. The viewing I gave, was just for the private parties, the private individuals in the family to whom she wanted to be there. And I opened it up and I had a list. People used the narrative. I want to say that they said that my father-in-law couldn't get in. Let me clear this up.
What's up, everybody? Those that are coming on, got my man Kevin Surrat in the house. You to come on the show, chop it up. You know, we got a lot of things in common, man. But you know, I said, well, you know, since I'm gonna have him on the show, I might as well, you know, go back and check my man out. And you know, because I'm not a reality show person, you know, but I just wanted to be like, okay, up to speed on, you know, with some of the moves he make, because I would catch him on Fox 5. Him and Tracy when they would be on Fox 5.
So I guess this is the person whose live it is talking.
Our condolences once again on there. And I believe coming up on March 12th or March. Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
What's up, man?
So, you know, a lot of things, you know, because she was a person dear to my heart. Because the one thing about it, and I can tell you, you know, a couple stories. Tracy had back in the day I ran a transportation company for a gentleman by the name of Bye Tutu, Life Stride, and then I helped him open up and created Life Stride Transportation, and Tracy came on as a dispatcher. And you know, this is at a time, you know, in life, because life happens to each and every one of us. You know, she, you know, getting a regular job, and you know, and your best friend was Mojo, Yakin, and she came on board and dispatching for us. And man, I had the largest contract for the District of Columbia, and I worked for LifeStride, but then I left LifeStride and became the vice president of Logisticare and MTM Transportation. And so LifeStride was one of my contractors, and Tracy was a dispatcher for LifeStride. And so I would have to call, you know, when a vehicle was running late, I would call Tracy. Tracy, she dispatch it down. I need to know where this vehicle is, right? And Tracy had that little raspy voice, right? Well, hold on, I gotta call you back. And I'm like, no, I don't need you to call me back. I need to know something right now, right? And Tracy went in panic mode, man. She went in panic mode, boy.
Put my baby
Look, brother. That's why I said, we were talking earlier. I said, man, does she used to come home and cuss me out by any chance? But you know, one thing about, you know, when you're dealing with Medicaid transportation and medical transportation, you got to get people where they need to go. And so, you know, I was a little high strung there.
I mean, the thing about it, Chris, yeah. I mean, honestly, and I actually didn't want her to do that, right?
Right.
And this is just a plug that people didn't know about her. You know, I heard, you know, there are people that talk about she took on this, she took on that. And during that time, you know, we were going through one of our struggles, man. And she took that job on, man, to complement the struggle and the journey that we was on, man. And again, I didn't want her to do it.
Right.
Because I you know, we started off in the mental health field together when I met her, right? So when she took on that job working for that facility, they assured me that they were going to take care of her. But I got a story for you, man. And since you bring it up, I didn't want her there. I was working at a school.
I remember that.
I was working for the Department of Youth Services, a contractor doing groups. And I had another little part-time gig, man. And I told her, look, we're going to get through this storm, right? She was like, nah, you're going to ease up on this, that, and the other, and I'm going to take this on. And so she took it on. Now, with that, there was an incident that took place. And this is my final straw, right? I was like, man, this is it, man. So the bottom line is there was a robbery that took place an inside job, and they literally robbing the owner. He walked around with a bag of money all the time. And they pistol whooping him, and she called me on the phone. I'm at work, and she said they robbing Baba in the facility. And I'm like, what? So I shoot up there. Luckily, I was like 3 miles at the most away. Yeah. Shot up there. Of course, the incident was, dissolved by then, man. But the bottom line is she was there to do what she had to do, but she went through the mix of things.
Oh, wow.
That people sometimes don't understand her heart, man. She would take on stuff and run with it. Yeah. And I look at things and I say, man, you don't know no one's story till you know their story. Yeah. And this was a part of our journey, man. And people see that reality show, they see them singing on stage, and she jumped in and did her thing, man. And it wasn't wanted, you know what I mean? But she did it because she wanted to help the journey, man. And so all I can say is, man, when you in a relationship, just understand how to compliment that journey God has provided y'all with.
And
when I hear him talk about his wife, it just makes me think about bad things happen to good people. And I really do believe, even though I didn't really know Tracy, in person or anything, and based on what we've seen on television, I think that she was a good person. And, it's really sad that, she passed, suffering from, cancer, which is crazy. And, I wish they would just find some way to get rid of that stuff or heal it sooner. But I guess they're making too much money off of the illness. But it just made me think about bad things happen to good people. And, it's sad because you be sitting around and you think about all the people that could get that. That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. Okay, but it ended up going to the wrong people, the good people. I'm so sorry, but let's keep going.
And I know probably a lot of people wouldn't know this, and I'm going to tell you how I know this because she told me this. I remember when, and I believe Toni Braxton was in Las Vegas, might have been at this time. She had a residency, right? And I know her younger son at the time.
Tony's son.
Tony's son, right? The younger son at the time, I believe, was autistic or something.
Yes.
So she and
Tony so it's
sick.
the youngest one. Okay,
and so
I thought it was.
They wanted her to
both,
come out there to take care, to help out.
That's right.
I mean, so am I telling the truth?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So and that was her heart because that's the way she was. That's the way she was built.
But she knew we was in that field. Tony was unfamiliar with autism at the time.
Gotcha.
So I was working in the facility, and I had a kid that had taken on, he had Asperger's. So I explained to Tony the beautiful thing with someone who has a condition of that type, and I told her she was in position, is you pour into that situation to the best of your ability. See, people don't realize Congress members, Senate, all them type of folks, a lot of them are artistic. Right. Because they had that, what's my man's name, The Beautiful Mind, that movie. I know that exactly. Movie, so it'll come to me in a minute. Yeah. But anyway, all you gotta do is pour into them, and thank God, man. Right now, Diesel, man, he's a senior at a HBCU here in the district, man, and really? He's doing his thing, man. He chose that school, so I really give Toni kudos. She poured into him and made sure he got what he needed to be the successful man that he is right now, and I love it, man. That's what it's about, man. Making sure family is good, man.
So, man, I among other things, I said, well, I'm gonna have you on, and I started binge watching the show until I couldn't watch it no more. Okay.
Oh, you couldn't watch the show no more either. Some people,
so I went back to
a few people been saying that they refuse to tune in. They're gonna watch the reviews instead. Some people have said they can't watch any more of this. So that's interesting to hear him say that he can't even watch no more of it. And maybe he can't because he actually knows Kevin Sr., the person that's talking.
And now it's like when they were doing the little introductions and they had, Tracy, like, giving labels to everybody to wannabe. I'm like, no, hell no, Tracy wasn't no damn wannabe.
She went through that, man, and it hurt her, man. See, what people didn't realize, Chris, and I didn't mean to cut you off, I was her sounding board. Gotcha. So one thing that happened with myself and Tracy when she didn't have other resources to talk to, of course I'm the husband, so that's the way it is. She would talk to me about stuff. You know what I mean? So I really look at that situation, and yes, I do know a lot of stuff about the family because she poured into me. And they're speaking on things right now in reference to, and that's fine, man. Everybody had a narrative about whatever they want to have, and I just wanted to let everybody know, man, that our marriage was successful, and we did it into depth to this part. That's nothing else,
brother. And so, which brings me to this sad point of.
Well, y'all heard that. I don't know. Now, I don't know if that could have been a piece for the sisters to envy because, through it all, Tracy stayed married to her husband through the ups and downs, okay? I know a lot of us would have got the hell out of Dodge, you know what I'm saying? But if he fool-la-la'd outside the marriage, it appears that bitch, Tracy about got her fool-la-la on too, and I'm here for it as well, and that's just OP, okay? You know what I'm saying? All right, it's y'all marriage. Y'all do what y'all want to do and how y'all want to do with it. And if you don't want to do with it no more, then throw it away. Throw it away, okay? And she stayed down and he stayed down with his wife even through her illness and everything. And, hey, I'm not mad at that man for that, okay? Not mad at that man for that. But let's get into it.
So I don't think it was a season opener. It was probably like the second or third segment. And I think little Kevin was at the dinner table when they came in with the, and that put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm speaking on behalf of me. Because I got the freedom to watch what I want to watch, and I'm speaking on what I saw, and then I'm speaking on based on knowing this brother right here. But why are they trying to peg you as a bad dude?
Well, I mean, you got to.
And again, you don't have to answer no question here, but bro, that
I'm
thing.
I'm selected. Don't get it twisted. But
that thing left a bad taste in my mouth.
You being, brother, we meeting part on certain levels, man. But I want you to understand, man, that one thing I'm comfortable with, I poured into my son, like no other man has poured into me. And of course, there's always valleys and peaks. You know what I mean? And you're learning as you go.
Yeah.
And I get that. But one thing we had with a lot of people don't have or get that opportunity is we had a marriage. Yeah. We had an institution. It was ordained by God, and we stood in it. You know what I mean? To the best of our ability. So in that situation, we raised a child, and with us raising that child, it has come to a point. And my son wasn't really in the brand like that. Right. He really wasn't. And I say this, man. If this is giving him what he needs to be the man that he needs to be moving forward, because he's been through something. Right. He lost his mother. I haven't lost my mother yet. He lost his wife. They divorced. Oh, man. I don't know if I told you that, man.
So this took place a week before we learned of the divorce on the television show. So he already let that cat out the bag, like a week prior to us getting the episode.
He went through a divorce. He went through some marital vices and superfluities. I put it that way.
Let me also pause this and say, he mentioned something like, if this is what it takes for my son to be a man, and I may be messing his words up exactly, but he said something similar to it. And he also mentions, he poured into his son. They have peaks and valleys. It's given to me that Kevin is a typical kid that don't like to damn listen. All right. And it also leads me to believe that the dad was trying to let him know what would come of this particular situation, or you have a lot going on, you grieving, you got this divorce going on. Don't go forward with doing this show, because he knows his child and likely knows what his child can and cannot handle mentally. You see what I'm saying? So for the sisters to come on this show, and I just don't like the closeness. I mean, I'm not saying don't be close to your aunt, but to try and play his daddy on some SHI because of a will, when the documents don't even say that to the exact, when you know this dad who has spent more time with his son than y'all have, while you trying to call this boy scratchy, and to try to, it's giving alienating him from his dad. It's somebody that I don't like. And they already have their peaks and valleys, as the dad said, right? They highs, they lows. But then it's like y'all got to him when he was in his low, and you're trying to slide into the position that I feel his dad should be in, But I think at some point, if a parent feels like you hard-headed and you ain't listening, go do your thing. You got it. Clearly, you know more than I do, and I'm just trying to help you. I feel like they saw their end. And I mean, ultimately, I think the dad didn't want him to go forward with this show. That's what is really giving listening to this little piece right here. But if this is what my son needs to learn what he need to learn, then go ahead, do your thing. Who the hell am I? Because you are in charge of your life. You are a man. You're going to have to figure it out one way or the other. Either you're going to learn from your own mistakes, or you're going to adhere to what it is that I'm trying to tell you. Either way, it's on you, young man. That's what I'm getting. Y'all let me know what y'all get.
And in that, he's going to grow into the man that he really is supposed to be. And I understand how, people, want to be there for him or claim to be there for him. And that's cool, because he never had it. So now he has it.
Well, y'all heard he said claim to be there for him. Girl, let me shut up.
And with that, they have an attachment to the brand, her brand, Tracy's brand.
Come on, Daddy.
So all I'm going to say is I'm going to continue to be there for my son. We go to court on Wednesday, as we were last Friday in court. I'll be there with him this Wednesday in court, like I've always been. Right. So no one's coming to these type of situations for him.
I believe it.
I'm going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And so people can say whatever they want to say. They can promote whatever they want to promote. That's fine, man.
Well, man.
What kind of court hearings? Is this for him to get custody of the kid? Because y'all know the last court hearing, I don't know. People are saying this was the second hearing he was supposed to have that he missed based on the show. Okay? He missed this one. The girl took everything, including the child. So I guess he's trying to get some type of, half custody or joint custody or something. Maybe that's what the daddy is going to show up for, unless it's some other charges that have been out there that I have seen. Okay, and maybe he's going to court with him for those.
Notice,
But we know
one of our
Towanda
viewers,
not.
Margaret Moore, she says support gets me.
Auntie
Support gets
Scratchy.
me that I don't get why. He's trying to paint him as a bad person. I just stopped looking at it because I don't know. I'm upset about it because it's wrong, and Tracy wouldn't want it. You know what they're doing, and I know you're gonna speak on that, but knowing Tracy, I know that's not what she wanted.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, brother. I mean, honestly, you know, when you know Tracy, you know what she would and would not want. There's a lot of narratives that are being driven out there that this is what she wants. One thing I hate right now, and I'm hearing it so much, is that this is what Tracy said. Like, she didn't talk to me.
Right.
I went to all the doctor's appointments. Every time she stayed in
Come
the
on.
hospital, I was the only one that had to stay could stay in the hospital with her.
I believe
You
this.
know what I mean? This was during COVID. So it was crazy. But I do feel that I need to say this, that I want to say she had what she's never had in our marriage, and our relationship, I'm going to say. That was 30 years. She had what she needed to live in a space that she was absorbing at that time. And so I will always say, family came together.
So he's talking about the love.
They had to leave. They would come back. It was there.
She had the love and the support that she never got, that he feels from her family in those 30 years that they were together. Okay, including marriage, before marriage, whatever. Okay, he feels like in her last days she got the support that she needed, is what he's saying.
Sure, everyone was notified as soon as we found out she had cancer. Tracy didn't want to. I said, Tracy, you're going to need the support. You're going to need this, and it's important that we have everybody involved to support you through this process. And this is what I haven't talked about. I made the call to get a Zoom call in place so everybody can understand what's going on with my wife. And we did that. And in that conversation, everybody was team support Tracy. Yeah. And that's all I'm going to go by. However it looked, whatever we went through during that time, thank God I had people to support me as I watched her go through. And, you know, I didn't know there was documentaries or whatever going on. I didn't know that stuff was being filmed. But Tracy actually wanted to film during the first phase of her finding out. And it was just a challenge. A lot of people wanted more money. A lot of people wanted this. And so with that challenge, you know, her and I talked. Right. And I said, Tracy, if it's going to stress you out, you don't need to do it. But she wanted to show this, because one thing about her, I don't know if y'all remember, she had that.
So Tracy wanted to film the show, but other people had let their egos get in the way when it came down to the money and stuff. But she wanted to film it at the beginning parts of her life, you know, of her illness or whatever. Y'all didn't care or think about Tracy in that moment because y'all was too busy about getting the money, is what it sounded like to me. But then now that she has passed away, y'all finally figured out the negotiations all of a sudden. Y'all are returning to do the show because obviously the money must be right and stuff. So then my question is, does Tracy's son profit off of any of this? Since y'all was so anxious and so ready to come back and this and that, and now Tracy gone, y'all just magically have figured out, you know, what makes sense financially for y'all. My question is her son profiting off of this? Are y'all making sure he gets some coinage?
Below the waist, and I don't know how she described it. She had a unique way of describing things. The below the waist, you know, cancer. She walked in the marathon. She did some things to support it. Yeah. But she was a big advocate of making sure you were aware of your body. Yeah. And she made me go to the doctor more than ever. I got a physical on the 12th, matter of fact. Yeah. And that's in 3 days. And it's because she made sure I got my stuff taken care of like I should. And so all I can say is I'm going to remember the goodness. I'm going to remember all the things that she put out once she got her platform as strong as she could. And so like you say, when she's working for that transportation company, she didn't have a platform. Well, nobody looking for her. You know what I mean? And she had did a United States tour twice, a European tour several times. And yeah, she just was making sure she had built a platform.
And during that time, I mean, she did what she had to do, and I remember this because I remember when she told me about the show being in the works at the time. And I'm gonna say this is probably about 2007.
That's right. That's right. You nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah. You nailed it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't forget too much now.
It was 11 years into our marriage.
And what's funny is you know, if you say something or tell it, you know, that you know what come out of other people's mouth. Yeah, everybody know Tracy. You don't know it like that. No, you're right. I ain't know it like that. I know the conversations we had though. Yeah. So I ain't have to know it like that. But I knew him like that, and then I got to know her like that. But man, you know what amazed me? I saw y'all together just about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, now Tracy, can she? So Tracy indulged a little in the leaf.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she indulged in the leaf.
And she rode motorcycle.
Yeah, she rode
and
motorcycle.
she carried a pistol.
Tracy
I believe all of that.
But man, now let me ask you, Tracy cook.
What?
Yeah, okay.
What?
So Tracy was supposed
She
to.
hey look, it was a nerd they put out there, but she like cooking curry. She ain't cooking no curry. She ain't like no curry nothing. I used to beg her to make some curry, so I'm gonna clean that up real fast. She ain't do no curry nothing in our household, but everything else, man, the turkey wings.
Tracy was supposed to make. Tracy was supposed to make me some turkey wings and a pot of greens.
Oh wow, man, that's a thing. And oxtails.
Yeah,
Bruh.
yeah, when they were cheaper.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what's funny? I never knew how much they cost.
Yeah, man.
Man, when I found out how much them oxtails cost, and she getting 4 and 5 packs, that's $20, $30 a pack. I never knew that, but she would cook, man.
She would cook like nobody's business, bro.
Yeah, it was real, bro.
Yeah, and I thought she was Miss Prissy, this, that, and the other. No, I had the wrong Tracy, because Tracy would get down with the best of them, baby, and would tell you get your toes.
That's right. But you know, honestly, in 1993, 4, they were down in Georgia. It was 93, matter of fact, and they were practicing to go on tour with Frankie Beverly and Mays to be Tony's backup singers, right? So I flew down to Georgia. It was Easter.
Yeah.
And I fly down there, man, and she said, we doing an Easter dinner, blah, blah, blah. Usher even came through, because they was with Arista Records, and so some of the people came through. They cooked this big spread, and bruh, I was like, oh, you can cook?
Man.
Mind you, I'm dating her, and I'm saying I ain't even realize this. So it was mac and cheese.
Yeah.
It was the spread, the fried chicken wings, everything. That was her specialty too. Bruh, I called my jeweler. I said, look, when I get back, I need to find a ring.
Oh, okay.
That was Easter, so that was about April, because it was
Because she could cook, you need to
I
marry
said,
her.
man,
Oh, okay
this
then.
one right here, I can't let go. By December, shoot, I was on my knees in the bathroom of the Four Seasons Hotel in New York before they went on to perform for Toni.
Wow.
I was like, this it, bro. I'm locked in.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, cooking did it, bro.
J. Bird, because I can't hog all this. What you got to add to this, man?
Oxtails are very expensive.
Of all this content,
hey, bro, I didn't know that.
He from the islands, by the way.
Okay.
I want to hear more about Tracy now, okay? Not the oxtails.
And everybody has a story to tell, but I'm gonna tell you this. I saw a post that he made probably sometime yesterday about, hey, I love my in-laws. and that's coming, and that's real talk from a real man. And the perspective and how he puts things, because the man has no malice, no hate, no discontent, and for the most part remains silent about a whole lot. But there's only so much a person can take. There's only so much a person can tolerate before you poke the sleeping bear. And that's not even what this show is about. And he's not trying to use this format for anything or any vindication for nothing. But sometimes you just got to set records straight. Right. And so, with that being said, man, I appreciate you definitely coming on. We can, we don't have to, keep harping on this, but we know. I just enjoy the fact that one, you're a cigar smoker, and he's enjoying, a great cigar, smoking good open sex. I'm smoking on my Amazon Basin, and we out here, we just chilling, we drinking some good libations, just having a good time because I know the way Tracy lived life. In terms of just Tracy was the life of a party.
Well, I want to say this, Chris.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna say this, big guy, and I appreciate you saying that because what I've always said, even when we had the services for her, one thing I didn't do was I want to clear this up that I did honor what she wanted, and we did have conversations outside of other entities and other things, and I understand there was things that were written, so that's cool. Respect was given. Oh, yeah. But one thing I do is I knew my baby. I knew her. Like I knew almost myself. Matter of fact, it's like when she departed, I felt like part of me left. But with saying all that, I'm saying this. I want people to understand that I did honor her in reference to, I gave her one viewing. The viewing I gave was just for the private parties, the private individuals in the family to whom she wanted to be there. And I opened it up and I had a list.
I do believe him because in that will she did mention what she wanted her attire to look like and who gets to choose her hair and this and that, and it was her husband and her son that was in charge of what she looks like with that viewing. Okay, so and I told y'all that I said it sounds like she wanted a private viewing, but when it came to everybody else in the general public, she did not want anybody to see her. Okay, she wanted to be immediately cremated after that. And I believe what he's saying because it's going along with what the will said. And people are also, nobody has come out showing no tickets that anything was sold. So I don't know where that narrative came from that's continuing to be pushed. Okay. And only thing I saw was you had to go online to get a ticket. Go to a website. Ain't no different than Rich Homie Quan. Now, people selling tickets to Rich Homie Quan's service, that ain't got nothing to do with the parents. That's them folks trying to do what they do. But don't try and put it off like this is what he's doing. She's wrong for that. I'm sorry. I can't rock with that. Nobody has showed no proof of none of that. Tickets being sold, none of that. Nobody has even said the lady's body was there. The daddy and the brother went. Okay? Y'all didn't go, but you love Scratchy so much that you didn't even show up to support him. Then the boy having damn seizures and he can't even be at your house. You gonna call him all day as if you didn't just hear that the boy was unresponsive. How he gonna answer the phone if he having a damn seizure? Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and keep going.
People use the narrative. I want to say that they said that my father-in-law couldn't get in. Let me clear this up. That funeral home, my father-in-law went to many services there. And I'm going to say this. His mother, his father, his sister, brother, all these individuals went through that same funeral home in Baltimore. Tracy made sure she connected to them, even when I didn't want her to, because I wanted her to finish going through the process of us making sure we exhaust everything. Georgetown was the primary hospital. The Cancer Institute of America, I was working with them to get her to go down there. I wanted to exhaust everything that we had. John Hopkins, on and on and on.
I believe him. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying in a nutshell is this.
Still away.
Everybody can say what they want to say, believe what they want to believe, and that's cool. I don't have no problem with that. And I did say the other day that I love my in-laws, I do. Because what I got from them helped me become the man that I am today. And I want that to be understood. My father-in-law, I remember his first sermon I went to. And I loved him from that day on. My mother-in-law, I watched how she poured into that family to the best of her ability to give them the light that they had, respect. And that's what drew me to that family. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to speak on what me and Tracy went through at the right time. And all I'm saying in a nutshell is, I know who she was. I spent more time with her more than anybody on this earth. Anybody. And with her, you know, doing the things the way she did it, I understood the legacy that she wanted to put out there. And that's cool. All I want everybody to understand is, I knew my wife.
How long was that marriage?
The marriage was 26 years. We were together 29 and some change.
You don't get through 26 years.
Whether you knew her
of anything in this day and time.
or not, and I'm sure that plays a factor, you know what I'm saying? But it sounds like he's saying, you know, I knew my wife as it pertains to some of the decisions that he made. But even if you didn't know her, to me, it sounds like you operated within the will. To me, at the very end of the day, okay? At the least bit, it sounds like you operated according to that will. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, babe. Thank you. But yeah, at the very least bit, you operated according to your wife's will. You honored her wishes at the end of the day. So they wrong for that. That's the short answer. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be real honest. I do believe what he's saying. I feel like, what is he really gaining? He ain't on no damn television show. Y'all wanted him to speak his piece, but y'all don't want him to speak his piece on the platform. So now that he's using somebody else's platform to speak his piece and get it out there, don't be mad at what he's saying now. Okay? Because y'all had the opportunity for this man to come on the show and y'all correct whatever it was. So if people believe his narrative more than y'all's because it makes sense, I don't know what to tell you.
Unless you really love each other. And I say that because, one, there are some things in marriages today that people just run from.
Yeah.
And the first thing, and the first person, they run to the lawyer before they run to a counselor.
That's right.
They run to a lawyer or friends before they run to the preacher.
That's right.
For counseling or anything. And 26, people don't stay in something that they're tired of. They stay in something that they're committed to. And so, you know,
interesting.
Cool, my brother, because let me tell you, this is my third time around, and I ain't got.
They sure don't stay in some shit they tired of.
all of them put together. You know what I mean? Because cause I know I can be heck to be reckoned with. You know, and hey, brother, I appreciate it, man, because that's just facts. It's true.
Yeah.
You know, and the one thing about it, the Bible says a man shall cleave to,
yes,
and a woman shall cleave to, not the in-laws, they become intertwined, one flesh. And I believe that was committed in the sense of one flesh.
Hold up, hold up.
Yes,
we
sir.
seen
Yes,
that
sir.
couples. Hold up.
Therapy. He's live on his page of format as well.
Couples
So he's looking at something.
therapy show you ain't right. Okay.
Well,
let me tell you about. And it's called Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars.
I remember that.
So let me see. Chris Chili by 147. Okay, that's cool. That's on my page, y'all.
Okay.
All right. Since you're jumping out there, I'm gonna go ahead and holler at you. All right. This is what it's about. First of all, I want to know how long you was married. First and foremost. All right.
That's with somebody on your.
Yeah, somebody on my page. All right. Yeah. So what I would look at before I even entertain people in reference to a marriage, I want to know if you've been through a situation of that type. That's the ground floor of this, right? So what me and Tracy talk about is, I'm not gonna entertain people who haven't been through this level of living. All right, in a marriage.
This level
decades,
of what?
All right, that's one. So Marriage Boot Camp. How we got on there? Let me tell you how we got on Marriage Boot Camp.
Do
we
tell.
Got on Marriage Boot Camp
Y'all need to check.
They saying that I had an illegitimate child. All right.
Oh.
So the illegitimate child was a child who was hanging out with me at my favorite spot, beside the cigar lounge or my clubhouse, Starbucks. So that child was my grandson. So there was.
So now he's correcting them rumors of people trying to sit up there and say that this man had an illegitimate child, and I told y'all that I heard it was his grandchild. Okay, so now he's talking about this. Now is this Kevin Jr.'s grandchild, or do you have another? You know what I'm saying?
My
But
daughter from
go
my
on.
first marriage.
Boom. So he has a daughter from his first marriage. Okay.
My grandson was hanging out with me at Starbucks, and we doing our venti hazelnut chais.
Right.
So he got a little sugar in his system.
Now, see, y'all try to pull this stunt with Dr. Heavenly because y'all saw that infamil in that cabinet. Y'all thought Heavenly had a grandchild. Y'all gonna stop putting kids on folks. Y'all probably the reason I got a child right now. I'm playing, girl, okay? Got my second baby. Because y'all about to put a baby on me. I'm just playing. He put a baby in me, girl. Let me just shut the hell up.
He was 3. Right. And, he hyped. He going through, he doing his thing. I'm letting him flow. So this young girl go on Twitter and say she see me in Starbucks with a child. So I'm with that child, which is my grandson from my, again, first marriage, my daughter.
Right.
And it went from there. So this story was put together, and I'm gonna kind of elaborate on this at another time, from an individual, or individuals with an S, that are still trying to drive this narrative or whatever. And one thing I want to say is this.
He talking about Towanda ass.
She called me up.
And that husband problem. I keep saying husband. She ain't married. That guy she with.
The conversation consisted of, look, this is what's going on. But Marriage Boot Camp, which was on the same network they were on, want us to come on there because they saying you got a child on the side. Excuse my French. I said, fuck it. Let's do what we do.
Right.
Fuck it. If this is what they want, so be it.
Get a check. Get a check. I know that's right.
When the driver picked us up and take us to the airport to go to California to do the show, Tracy was upset with me. Because I was like, look, we're going to tell her like it is. Fuck all that. She was like, nah, we're going to go on there. We're going to do what we do, blah, blah, blah. We ain't going to. I said, all right, I'm going to roll with it, but I'm telling you. And so, of course, we got on there. One thing about those shows, they're going to give you everything you want. If you want, I'm going to teach my DC people. Yeah. If you want love boats, you might get some love boats. Disclaimer, I'm just throwing it out there. Or weed or whatever. Yeah. I wanted Hennessy White. So, of course, at that time, you
all them shows give you whatever you want. So they give you
so we'll get back to the Hennessy White.
enhancers.
My point is
to elevate your reactions.
Came off somebody's. I see you. What you say? I see you, Miss Groovy. Yeah, you on point. So I'm saying it happened. And it happens in, relationships on different levels. All my married couples, man, y'all know what happens in relationships, man. So what I want people to understand is how you and that person that you're committed to embrace it and rumble with it. We rumble to the best of our abilities. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit up and say we did we made the right decisions, we did the best. We was on there. She talked about spending, she talked about this, I talked about that. We talked about all types of shit. And so with that, it was what it was. We were young. We were trying to figure out our way. We were still young in our marriage at the time. That was 2014, I want to say. So at that time, we was like 10, 12 years into our marriage, what have you, whatever. And so it happened, man. So I don't get upset with people with how they see or perceive things, because until you live in it,
Yeah.
most people that live in it don't speak on it like a lot of people do. They don't. They just don't.
You know, from my experience, man, when people look at something from a distance, they'll take it and put their own spin on it. And when they put their own spin on it, they'll put their spin on it with somebody else. Then somebody else is going to put their spin on it with this, that, and the other. And then before you know it, you got 5 or 6 different stories based off of one incident. None of them possibly are true. And every version has its own part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, Mr. Whoever, what his name, you know.
They gone
if you
now.
look at, yeah, probably, you know, because I'm going to tell you how I am. I invite you on the show. Come on live. I'll send you the link. Come on, show yourself. Reveal yourself. It is what it is.
Right. And I'm open, y'all.
You know?
And again, I'm going to say this. I love people and meet people where they at. I really do. And all I'm going to say is this. Live in it, love on it, and believe in it when you're in a marriage. And that's just the bottom line. And protect it. Protect it. You know, I said something on the show that I was on some time ago. I said, you know, we tend to sometimes let the wrong people in our space.
Sure do.
And when
Kevin
we do
Jr.
that,
need to
that's
learn.
our fault. So I don't have a problem with individuals, you know, looking at things however they perceive it, because we all have a journey in life. And as God is my witness, and I know I'm sitting up here smoking and drinking, but I'm a God-fearing man. And I want y'all to understand something. If you do not recognize it at the level that it should be recognized, just work on you. Work on you. And don't come for me, because I lived it. And that's real.
Basically, shut the hell up.
I mean, you know, that's what it is.
You know, man, speaking of that, you know, we, all of us got our vices.
Yes.
Things we go through in life. But you're aspiring something, and that's definitely a close walk with God.
Yeah, man.
We
Tracy
talked
made me
about that.
promise something, Chris. She made me promise something, bro. And this is what she made me promise. She made me promise, you know, since people had conversations, but one conversation we had, keep giving back to the community the way we've done it. Give back, give back, give back. And I know why. You know, I had a contract, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this. I had a contract to go on the show.
Oh, you
I was
did?
signed. I was supposed to go on the show.
Oh.
And I got a call from the producer during my lodge meeting. You know, I sit outside the door, so I answer my phone. You know what I mean? So he called me from the lodge meeting. I was supposed to go to the particular shoot, and basically he said it's a no-go, Captain. You know, they said that you know, they don't want you on the show.
So here's the gag. The producers thought that it was beneficial for him to be on the show, so much so that they already gave his ass a contract. And y'all could bring this man up on more than one occasions, okay, and not have him on the show because y'all want to continue to push whatever narrative. I don't think that's right, especially when we're watching this young man have seizures and then you're showing up acting as though you care, but he not staying at your house, he's staying in a hotel, and you deciding to call him and stuff. I would think that his parent would at least be there to look after him and make sure that he good, even though Kevin Jr. is a grown-ass man that was married with a child. He still, to me, operates with he might have a young mindset, is what is given to me, okay? And I also be feeling like people ain't never too old to not need date and have their parents, okay? So, yeah, you know, even the producers, so people was like, oh, why y'all want him on the platform? It's their platform, they can do. Well, go ask the producers first, BIT, because they was the ones that issued the contract, so much so because it made sense to them. Okay, so start there, then come ask us. Okay.
My wife was never an executive producer. She was a co-producer. So I got to go with the execs of the show. And the producer have to also. And the network has to also.
Have you ever thought about you might have messed up their ratings?
Oh wow.
By telling the truth? I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
That's just my 2 cents, man.
Oh, nah,
I don't think those were his
I want everybody to
intentions.
win, man.
If it happened like that, it just happened like that.
That's not my aim, bro.
No.
Everybody got to eat, man.
No, hear what I'm saying. Because, you know, like you said, so they ain't want you on. And certain people probably ain't want you on because, you know, not everybody want truth revealed.
Okay.
Truth holds power.
Well, I go back to this.
Yeah.
Like, say, for example, curry. Tracy ain't know how to make no curry. So
Right.
That was put out there. Man.
Yeah.
Tracy, she ain't like no curry. I mean, I love curry, right?
Yeah.
She ain't thought Tracy be like, I don't know. I ain't
Somebody
making that
said
shit.
she can cook some curry, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
shit,
Nah. But like I said before you, I knew when Tracy talked about this. Oh, because we were talking about some greens. Because I thought I make better. No, Tracy said, no, you ain't gonna make no greens better than me.
I ain't had no greens yet. They could touch hers. I'm sorry. And mine, don't charge her my heart. My mother, I don't want her to know that, but my baby made some of the best rings in the world.
Man, so look here, man. J. Berg, I know you sitting up there looking bored, brother, but you know,
I was gonna ask a question. I was gonna ask him a question.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Come on, brother.
So going into the reality show world, right?
Uh-huh.
Were you concerned about the effects it would have on your marriage?
Yes. Yes, sir. Look, because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. A lot of people don't survive it.
Woo.
A lot of people, they just don't survive because this is my take on that. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my perspective. I don't know if it's reality or what, but if you just getting into that world where you're like getting that limelight, that glory. See, we had done it already. We, American Music Awards, Soul Train Awards. We had lived in a space, shows. They toured with this person. So I had been around these different type of venues, and I knew where to fall back. Where to, say, hey, I understood what I was, the brand. It was a brand that I was connected to, and I knew that. Shit, Surrat ain't a brand. We got old redneck people, they got Surratts up here, right? But they were slave owners, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that brand was a brand that I respect, that I understood. And as time, went with it, I understood that, hey, that's the star, that's the light. And you just complimenting that. You know what I mean? So if you go into the reality world thinking you become the shit, you're going to become some shit. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what people miss sometimes in that. I understand, but the cameras do it to you, brother. No bull. They'll make you feel like, hey, man, shit, I have arrived. I got 20,000 followers and blah, blah, blah. But nah, we knew how to balance it, man. When that car picked us up in front of our house and took us to the airport, and they catered to us, we flying first class, we doing all this, we knew how to adjust to that. And that's what we talked about in our individual time. We talked about, move like this, move like that, understand this, understand that. No win and no win not. I missed a lot of opportunities of taking pictures of people or being in pictures with people because I fell back, man. Because that was her stage. That wasn't my stage.
That's humility at its best.
Yeah, and that's real, bro. And to the day.
Yeah.
To the day. You know what I'm saying? When they said I couldn't be on that show, respect. Respect. I didn't agree with it, but I respected it.
Right.
If given an opportunity, would you go on? Right.
Yeah.
I got a question too.
Yes, sir.
I would go on too.
Reality
Shit.
now.
Oh.
I always wondered.
hey, House, I had the same question for him, right?
Okay.
But the question was offline, because I was like, okay, how much is this?
Sometimes the shows just don't seem like it's reality. Say it's reality TV because they can cut and clip things out, put things. So I always wanted to ask somebody, is reality?
So, okay, I'm gonna say it like this. Big dog. This how I always saw it. Okay. People used to ask me before reality TV, before they even came close to doing a movie on them, all that. They used to be asked. They say, "Hey, bro, how's it being married to a Braxton? How's this? How's that?" I would say, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It'll take a TV show. Reality TV wasn't even around. A movie, I would say TV show, movie, something like that. I can't explain it, man. I was in it, and I couldn't explain it. So, the reality, I would say 85% of it was truly reality, because they moved in a special place, man, as a unit, as a family, as a whole. And before me, they were already groomed to move in that space. And I had to respect that.
They sure were,
the
based on that
85%
mama.
Show to the masses,
I believe that.
I mean, it was definitely them, man. It was definitely them. Now, I could see how some of them would go. Say that again?
I was saying because if P. Diddy would have told me to go walk 7 blocks to get cheesecake,
Hey, man.
Hey, House. Put that. Man, speaking of that, man,
What's up, man?
cut your hair, man.
So my locks, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, Chris, that's a good segue, man. So a lot of people didn't know, man, when Tracy was going through her process, she actually had started growing her locks, man. And she had a lot of wigs, man. So she even had names for the motherfuckers, man. She named them motherfucking wigs, man. But anyway, man, she
Wait, did she have a Southeast snatchback?
Man, hey Chris, you probably would have been better with me. I couldn't keep up with her, man. We're about 30 of the motherfuckers, man. So, because people would give her wigs, man. They would give her stuff, man. And so she was locking, man. And of course I had mine, man. And when she passed, on our anniversary that year, 2022, man, I cut my hair. And
wow, okay.
So we was living at the National Harbor at the time. And so I had decided, I talked to my barber, I said, look, man, I'm gonna come in on this day, man. cut my hair, man, and you know, I'm gonna move forward. And when Trey, when they had a viewing for her, man, it's a beautiful picture of her, man. This picture is just absolutely beautiful, man, as she rested that day for the viewing, man. And I wanted everybody to see her in that state and to remember her in that state. I would have never showed her or showed her the way that she was shown on that show, but that's another story.
I know that's real. I know that's motherfucking real, okay? He said he would never show her in the state that they show her on the show. And that's what I've been saying a long time ago. I'm like, if she didn't want nobody to look down on her body the way that it was, then why would y'all think that she would want y'all to show her in that state to everybody? But y'all sitting up here talking about something is for Tracy wanted us to do this. Tracy. Like, I'm sure Tracy didn't want us seeing her like that. I just refuse to believe it. I'm sorry. So, and I think he about would know as her husband, okay? Who spent the most time with her, and when she was going through most of her illness, he was there more than y'all was. Okay, so girl, and y'all trying to use the same clips, making it seem like y'all was, girl. Let me press play.
To one of the shows.
Goodbye. Go away from me with this.
And like I said, I was binge watching it, and got to the point to where they had showed her, you know, in the bed.
Yeah, man.
Because I never seen her sick.
Yeah.
And then I cut it off.
Yeah, man.
For me personally, that was nobody's business.
Yeah,
for
man.
me personally.
I mean, let me say this, man.
I've been said that before the show even came on. When what's her name, Tamar, came on Instagram and she showed Tracy's back. She showed some images of Tracy, and her butterflies and all of that on her back. And I'm just like, oh no. I was like, I don't think that was right to do. I don't think we should have saw her in that state or whatever the case is. Like, I didn't agree with that at all. I remember talking about that only for us to go and watch the show. And I really didn't want to see Tracy in that state. But, you know, it was so many conversations about who was right and who was wrong. I was like, let me tune in. And I'm glad that I did, so I could decipher who is wrong, who lying, who ain't making sense, you know. But I definitely agree with what he's saying.
Tracy, we had a housekeeper, right? And so the way that house was showing, you know, we had a lot of people in and out of our house during that time, you know, medically, family, all that, man. And the house would have been clean, man. The way she was shown, man, I mean, the housekeeper would have, you know, if I would have known that she was being filmed on tape like that, man.
Because he said he didn't know, y'all.
You know, definitely a better situation, man. But, you know, the locks, man, I cut my locks off on the 31st, our anniversary, man. It would have been our 27th anniversary. And I cut them off, and I took them down by the water, and I burned them. And I moved on, man. And this is what she would want. I still had some of them.
Yeah.
I kept mine. I kept hers. And I'm keeping them together, along with her ashes. And all I can say is, man, you know.
He did show a picture on his Instagram of her dreadlocks, you know, and I believe it was his too. So I believe him when he says he keeps them together.
It was a beautiful journey. God bless me.
Yeah.
He blessed me.
Well, here my good sister there says, yeah, I'm not happy about the way my friend was filmed. And certainly, you know, you got a lot of support out there, brother. I always got love for y'all. The Purple Girl support. All right. But she said, I can't watch that new season. I don't blame you, my sister, because you know what? I can't neither. And Brother Edward, he says, thank you. And amen. We thank you, too, for sticking with us and watching. And amen. We happy for you. Continue prayers to you and your family. And let God continue to be a blessing to you that you might be able to be in a position to help somebody else.
Yes,
my man. Hey, look, man, we're not gonna keep you too long, not gonna keep my co-host too long. Look, let me just say this, man. I hope, you know, whatever you do, that you keep your aspirations and hopes alive. Shout out to your son, Kevin Jr. and pray for
my
him.
son, y'all.
Yeah, pray for him. And,
yeah, for sure.
You know, 'cause there's still pain, there's still wounds.
Yes.
Wounds aren't always visibly, they're always eternal. Some are internally. And so, man, look, and I want to inspire you and to keep that aspiration of going into ministry. And I know, you know, we're working on, and I'll get this done through my school, aspirations for your honorary doctorate degree. We're going to make that happen. And that's what it's all about. You know, he's a cigar smoker. Tracy was a cigar smoker.
Yes.
She loved the leaf. Tracy loved what we love. She loved riding bikes. She rode with the Queens of Sheba.
Yes.
Right? Yes. All right. Just want to make sure which showed up immensely, and as well as the Sons of Solomon. Shout out to the sons and support it, you know, the cause. And so we thank God for the life, not just the life, but the legacy that's left behind. and the inspiration that she was to us all. And so, man, I gotta, shake your hand, brother.
Absolutely, brother.
And
I love you, man. Appreciate you, man.
And this ain't no big format. This right here, he did this, we're friends first and foremost.
Yes.
And he came on out, this little old side of town, this little old show, on my little small humble, but when he could be at Fox 5 News or Good Day, Good Day, what is it? Good Day, what is the Good Day DC?
Yeah.
But he saw it fit to come and visit his friend over on this side.
I can't smoke that, bro. I can't smoke that, man. What you talking about?
Man, boy, I bet I'm gonna tell you, and I almost guarantee this. Boy, if Tracy was here today, I guarantee she'd be on that cooking segment.
It's no doubt. It's no doubt. It was coming.
I guarantee you, man.
Big shout out to my man Wisdom Martin and Allison Seymour, man, that they always showed a high level of love, man, reference to her, man. So yeah, big shout out, bro. Big shout out. Supporters, y'all have supported.
And we appreciate you, man. I got to give you the floor to give us our closing remarks, man.
I want to tell you, I appreciate y'all hanging in there with us, y'all, and supporters. Y'all have supported. People don't know the support I've had for these last 2.5 years and plus. And I'm just thankful. And I just send out a big shout out to all the God-fearing people who prayed for us and who have kept my family and myself as strong as we are. And I thank y'all. And I ask y'all this wholeheartedly. Pray for all of my family. All of my family. And remember that. And I promise you, I'm going to keep doing things to empower individuals. But that's my purpose, and I'm going to drive it. To God be the glory.
All right. So y'all just heard what Kevin had to say. Definitely got into a few things. Girl, now let me slide my little chipotle over, honey. But anywho, so yeah, he got into a few things. I'm glad he kind of confirmed some of the things that I was already thinking when he came to the family and stuff like that. I'm glad he cleared up the matter about the brother and stuff not being the dad not being able to get in. We don't even know how accurate or true that is, being that they already knew the funeral home for the longest. And even if there was a slight issue, I don't believe that was Kevin's fault. Okay. So yeah, he just cleared up a few things for me, letting me know that I'm on the right track with my thinking about this situation, and that everything we seeing on TV is not played out to be actual reality and being what's real. Okay, but I want you guys to go ahead and chime down in the comments below. If he has any more thoughts about it, y'all know we're going to get into it. I really would love to know his thoughts when it comes to his son suffering from a seizure and the response that was given to his son from a aunt who claims to be super close to him. So I would love to get his thoughts on that. And if we do get his thoughts on that, I'll make sure that I share that with you guys. But again, I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jami, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like Soldier Rat. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be